Man, when I sit up here and really think about it, think about just my life. This isn't a video to bash or nothing like that, but my people didn't teach me shit about life. That's just the honest truth. And I've heard other people that were my age, some a little younger, some a little older, say the same things. Because I asked the question, do you feel like your parents really prepared you for life? Do you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you got some of it together when you started to do these things and when you started to really get out there on your own? And me, just speaking on me personally, no, not at all. I wouldn't sat down and say, hey, this is how you do your taxes. Hey, this is how you write a check. Hey, this is how you manage some money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These things weren't taught. And I feel like if anyone has a kid, including myself, you owe them knowledge. You owe them, you know what I'm saying, a sense of understanding of how the world works. That way they can build off of that as they continue to develop their personality. See, a lot of folks don't have these kind of conversations because a lot of these parents, and this is me speaking on with me and my mother, they didn't get love from their family members. So it's like this loveless tradition is being passed down from parent to child to parent to child to parent to child and so on and so forth. And I'm like, I'm cool. Y'all can keep that. Because when I started to see just how my grandmother is and how her tendencies and stuff like that, she didn't give my mother the same love. And by tradition, you know what I'm saying, that's pretty much what I dealt with. But the difference between me and them is that when I'm faced with a problem, I don't ignore it. I acknowledge it. I give it understanding, and then I find solutions to that particular problem. That's what I'm saying. This whole loveless stuff ends with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm ending it personally. And if I do decide to have children later on, it's going to be a whole different ball game. But it's so many insecure parents out there still having kids. You can still be a 30-year-old or 40-year-old baby still trying to raise babies. Not many people ready to have that conversation because don't nobody want to look in the mirror and say, damn, this was my fault. That takes bravery. That's why a lot of people run from their problems and create excuses instead of giving that problem the understanding that it deserves. Hiding from your problem don't solve it. It don't solve it at all. It just let it take root. It let it dig deeper. The more you repress it, the deeper it gets to the point to where you feel like, okay, this lie is your reality type stuff, you know? You feel like, okay, this is as good as it gets. And therefore you place limits on yourself. You place routines and your mindset starts to change. Your mind can be a beautiful place, but it can also be like a giant prison with no guards and all the doors open, but you choosing to stay locked in it. And I'm just like, damn. Because it created a lot of hatred in me and a lot of fire towards my mother when I would see her give the attention that I would have liked to receive as a son to her guy friends, her boyfriends, and things of that kind of nature. And that hurt me and it made me angry. It made me feel all these different emotions that I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all right now for anyone who's ever dealing with this problem. And it made me just like, damn, just overall furious and just what the hell going on type stuff. I'm thinking that, as society would say, I guess you could say, is that you should always put your kids first and all that good jazz. I wouldn't even necessarily say that. You should love yourself first and don't think that someone else is gonna fill that void for you. See, and that's what I would see her doing, you know what I'm saying, looking for other people to fill that void instead of putting in that time, that work to fill it in for yourself. Because that inner love that you need for yourself can't be bought, it can't be given to you. It has to be built by hand. It has to be built by understanding your own wants, your own needs, your desires, and coming into harmony with who you are as a person. That takes work. That takes real work, and that's something that no matter how much money you have, you cannot buy that. You know, no one else can give that to you. They can comfort the wound maybe a little bit, but that wound ain't gonna heal unless you properly nurture it. So when I started thinking about that, I'm like, man, I need to really shoot a video on this because, again, I've talked to other people who've experienced the same problems, who've experienced the same pain, and those kind of pains travel with us into our adult life. And now we just like, oh shit, what do? We out here in the open or whatever, and it's like we out in the storm without no umbrella. You know what I'm saying? We out in the storm with no umbrella, and I'm just like, man, okay. Because the more I understand her tendencies and things of that nature, it made me see what I learned growing up, and kind of I just see more of what I was doing when I was younger based on what I learned as a child. Thinking like, okay, once I get a girlfriend, everything will be okay, because I saw that growing up. That's one of the big things that I would see. That's one of the prime conversations we would have, And I used to think, okay, once I get this, I'll be good. But like I said, that's not the way to do it. You can't count on anyone else to fill that void for you. Everybody who's watching this video, build it yourself. Research and study yourself. Make yourself your topic of study. Think about who you are, where you want to be. Make a vision for yourself. Because like I said, your mind can be the most beautiful plane that you've ever experienced, but it can also be the worst prison with all the doors open, available for you to walk out of, but you can't move out of there just yet because you're too scared. Enjoy yourself, embrace yourself, be the best you can be for the whole wide world to see, y'all. Y'all take it easy, stay smooth like butter, slick like hair grease, and fine like green gravy. This Professor Goodfeels, and if you haven't, check out that video with me and Hugo Infinity, y'all. We speak on some very heavy knowledge, some real deep stuff. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and enjoy yourself.